Your speaking voice is what you take back into the city on Monday. Some people, like Akiwane said, they needed courage to ask for a raise. If you don't have the power to speak because you are in touch with God, sometimes life will cheat you. People will cheat you. They take advantage of you. They think you are shy. Oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. No, you know what you're doing. You know you're right. And it comes also from the place where we gather in God's presence like this. Everyone can speak. I was speaking with Sheson earlier. I didn't know he even knew the same thing. He said, and this has been my own experience, that the Jewish style of worship, I'm sure I've said it here before, the Jewish style of worship is that when the Jews gather together, there's not one person who is teaching everybody. Everyone shares. Everyone shares. Because I was in a Jewish fellowship one day and we were Skyping, and here comes this missionary in Israel. And he said, the Jews who do not believe in Jesus, by the time they accept Jesus as Lord and personal Savior, when they bring them to church, after a while they stop coming. Guess why? They say when they come to church, there's just one person standing in front and is the one talking, teaching. I said they don't understand that. Can I ask a question? Can I contribute? God also dropped something in my spirit. Can I share? But because there's no forum for that, they just leave. They say this is a Western type of church and they don't understand it. So if you look at the Acts church, there was not a celebrity, one pastor, special person, is the one that knows the authority, the final authority of the word of God. No, they were all believers. They were all believers. We are hoping we can achieve that in this season here in this church, where God also gives us grace to take, the word home. So that you are reading your Bible, you're checking. Someone says you should eat grass to receive a miracle. And you go and you are eating grass. It's happening. Someone says, I'm a preacher, I cannot preach. My leg must not touch the ground. So he calls the men to carry him. They're all on scriptural things. But a lot of people don't know because they don't read their Bible. There is no personal fellowship with the word at home. So our intention here is not to come and just talk on you, but we can look at the Bible together and look at lessons, things that can inspire us, that can teach us, and that can help us in our private lives. A lot of people are failing in the private places because there's no strength. They are falling in private places. They may look strong in public, but in private, they are struggling. Let's look at Ruth chapter 1. Annette, will you read for us?
Yeah, sure.
All right. First, can we read NIV, please?
Okay.
So please follow. Everyone follow. Don't daydream. Follow, because we're all going to contribute. So anything that sticks out, please take a note of it.
On the screen. Okay.
Yes.
Ruth 1 verse 1. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Ahimelech, his wife's name Naomi, and the names of their 2 sons were Mahlon, and Kilion. They were Ephraimites from Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to Moab and lived there. Now Ahimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. After they had lived there about 10 years, both Mahlon and Kilion also died, and Naomi was left without her 2 sons and her husband. When she heard in Moab that the Lord had come to the aid of his people by providing food for them, Naomi and her daughters-in-law prepared to return home from there. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she left the place where she had been living and set out on the road that would take them back to the land of Judah. Then Naomi said to her 2 daughter-in-laws, "Go back, each of you, to your mother's house. May the Lord show kindness to you as you have shown to your dead and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband." Then she kissed them, and they wept aloud, and said to her, "We will go back with you to your people." But Naomi said, "Return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? Am I going to have any more sons? Who will become your husbands? Return home, my daughters. I am too old to have another husband. Even if I thought there was still hope for me, even if I had a husband tonight and then give birth to sons, would you wait until they grew up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters. It is more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord's hand has gone out against me." At this, they wept again. Then Oprah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung to her. "Look," said Naomi, "your sister-in-law is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her." But Ruth replied, "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me. May it ever be it ever so severely, if anything but death separates you and me." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped urging her. So the two women went on until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. The women exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" "Don't call me Naomi," she said. "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter.
That's not true.
I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me, the Almighty has brought misfortune upon her." So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning.
Amen.
Amen.
That's it.
Okay.
This is a story of our lives. So a quick background. Let's look at the names. The Bible is giving you the names of the people. The name of the father, the name of the wife, the name of the sons, the name of the daughters-in-law. There's a reason for that. Look at, they left, where did they leave? Verse 1.
They left Bethlehem.
Bethlehem, thank you. To go to where?
Moab.
Moab. What made them leave?
Farmers in Bethlehem.
Famine.
Sorry?
Famine.
Famine. Hardship. Bethlehem simply means house of bread. That's what Bethlehem means. They left the house of bread to go to Moab. Guess what Moab looked like? I read it from, I got this online. It says, Wikipedia, it's Moab. It says, Moab was the districts east of the Dead Sea, extending from a point some distant north of it to its southern end. The eastern boundary was indefinite, being the border of the desert, which is irregular. The length of the territory was about 50 miles and the average width about 30. It is high tableland, averaging some 3,000 feet above the level of the Mediterranean and 4,300 feet above that of the Dead Sea. The aspect of the land, as one looks at it from the western side of the Dead Sea, is that of a range of mountains with a precipitous frontage. But the elevation of this ridge above the interior is very slight. Stay with me. Stay with me. This is explaining that geographically, Moab was experiencing rainfall. Okay? And so there was an advantage that Moab had, because it was having rain as a result of the mountains and the closeness. I did geography when I was in school, and I was really, really good at geography. So I remember relief rainfall. I don't know if you guys remember relief rainfall. There was one we called circumventional rainfall. Basically, it's telling you that when you live around a mountain, you know, where there's a mountain, there's always a valley. If there's a mountain, there's always a valley. And so, relief rainfall is that during the day when the sun shines, moisture is gathered from the sea, from the earth, and goes up into the air. That's why some regions of the world always have rainfall. Always have rainfall. Moab was like that. And so guess what? Elimelech Elimelech, the meaning of Elimelech means God is king. Elimelech was the man of the house. And so when there was famine in Bethlehem, the house of
Bread.
there was famine, guys, stay with me because I'm going to throw it back to you guys. Bethlehem, the house of bread, there was no food. So he looked and realized that Moab was experiencing rainfall. So automatically it means that their crops were growing and there was harvest and things were happening because of the rainfall. And so guess what? He moved there. And when he moved there, he died there. Strangely, he died. And he had 2 sons. The 2 sons also, they died. Are you guys with me? When the 2 sons died, the wife, who is Naomi, and Naomi means pleasing. See, it's important, I'm deliberately focusing on the names, the meaning of the names, so you realize that what we are going through today, others have also gone through it. I'm telling you. Naomi means pleasing. Mahlon, guess what Mahlon means? Sickness. One of the sons of Elimelech. Chilion means wasting. And then Naomi, that means pleasing, is now at the end of the story. She's saying, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara. Bitterness. So look at all the names. Look at all the names, the combination of the names. So they moved to Moab, and honestly, I think if I was in that time, I think I'll probably do the same thing if I don't have the Spirit of God. Because I feel, oh, it's not happening here. The statistics is saying, man, move to the region where it's happening. Where there's prosperity, there are good jobs, you know, people are buying houses, you live well, social system works. That's how it was in Moab. And so Elimelech moves there. He goes there. But he dies there. His son, called Sickness, dies there. The son called Chilion, Wasting, dies there. The only person that survives is his wife, Pleasing. Now Pleasing is saying, because of my experience of the things I've lost, don't call me Pleasing anymore. Call me Mara. Call me Bitterness. The truth of the matter is that sometimes decisions that we take in life ends up bringing us into a position where we are really bitter, either with God, with those around us, and with ourselves. She said, don't call me, don't call me, don't call me. You, again, the Lord is saying, check, what is your name? What is your name? What does your name mean? What is the meaning of your name? What are you responding to when people call you? What do you respond to? What are you submitting your person to? Because your name is more like what carries sometimes the completeness of your identity. That's who you are. The more they call you a particular, when they call you Akiwande the consultant. Oh, you think consultancy. You think Lola the contractor. You think contracting. You think short term. Because that's what they call you. The meaning of the name they call you, you begin to respond to it. Guess what? Do you think if Elimelech had stayed in, this is a tricky question now, in Bethlehem, do you think he would have died? We don't know. Honestly, we don't know. Yeah? Life happens. Life happens. But look at what the wife is saying later. This is a small indication of what is going on. She is saying the Lord. She is saying the Lord has made me bitter. The Lord has made me, I came full I'm going back empty. She's saying the Lord has brought misfortune on me. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's the Lord. This leads me to the fact that there are decisions we take in life, decisions we make in life, directions we face in life that sometimes ends up not working for our good in a way. And guess what? Instead of us to own, to say, Lord, I made a mistake. I went by the hearing and my sight. When I saw Moab, I heard about Moab. I heard that, oh, Moab was doing well because of the region where it was placed. And so I moved to Moab. And then, but when I got to Moab, my expectations were dashed. I lost things. I lost a husband. I lost a friend. I lost things that belonged to me. Lord, I'm sorry. Lord, forgive me. Lord, help me that I will take the right steps in my decisions, that the decisions I take, Lord, help me to take the right decision, not based on what I see or what I hear or what others are telling me, but based on what your Spirit inspires me to do. Decisions that are born out of what your Spirit is telling me, not because my friend is saying, hey, let's move to New Zealand. That's where it's happening. We don't know what's happening to Brexit. Oh, our money may lose value. You can't travel again. You have to go and get visa. Let's go to America. It must be inspired by the Holy Spirit. Because this woman now, the resultant effect of her husband's decision, she's not even blaming, she's not blaming her husband. She's blaming the Lord. Yes, please.
I think I can kind of understand Naomi in a sense.
Yes.
Why she think God was the one who dealt her that blow. Because she felt as if where they left where they should be without speaking to God about, because the Bible didn't say that
we don't know.
They consulted God.
Yeah.
She felt her loss was as a result of a decision made outside God's guidance. So as a result, God took, because things there are people who believe that, I also believe that God can kill anyway. The Bible says God killed to the grave, from the grave He also made alive.
Yes.
But I think that's hard thinking that her husband's death and her two sons' death were as a result of her husband's decision. So God now had to take them away in order to punish her, in a sense.
Yes.
I think that's what was going on in her head. That's why she said, okay, don't call me Naomi. She knows that her name means something better than Peter. Just call me Peter. I'm a bitter woman because God has really dealt with me. I think that's, for me, I think that's what I think Ruth was thinking in her head. This must be God. This certainly must be the handiwork of God. God is the one who's done this to me. Where my opinion would be that maybe not God, or maybe God, I can't tell, because it might well be that in a situation like that, God is saying, okay, since you rely so much on your husband, that you did not even bother to object. Well, the Bible didn't tell us whether she objected or not. You didn't bother to object that decision. The husband said, let's up and go, and you just decide to go. Because as a husband, I know the Bible says the man is the head, he makes any decisions, but if the decision is somehow contradicting, is that the word?
Yes.
The word of God. As a wife, I think you have the right to say, I'm sorry, I don't think we can do this, So she's thinking in her head, oh, this must be God, because we did what was wrong. God had to come and deal with us this way. Now, just in case we're thinking like that, oh, maybe because what I'm going through is because I didn't do this well, or maybe I displeased God there, or maybe I didn't pray enough. Let's just get that mindset away, that what happened to us is not necessarily because of what you didn't do, or because of what you did. Like I said earlier, life happens, certain things happen. It could be natural disaster. All of a sudden, husband died, children died. It's natural, it's possible. And there can also be an element of God. So the book of Ruth to me is very deep. There can also be an element of God at work You know, the Bible says what we only know in parts
Yes.
here. So we don't know everything fully until we obviously